Yesterday I said, yeah, this could be like a 20-14 game. Maybe the Chargers driving and a chance to win the game, and then a turnover, and the Raiders end up winning it. Well, it turned out to be far more than we thought it was going to be. It wasn't low scoring. Most of the money was on the under last night, and that went by quickly in the first half. 63-21. This doesn't happen in the NFL. Not with, rivals, same division going against each other. It doesn't happen. Shouldn't happen. It's a college score. It's Alabama against Arkansas Pine Bluff, where you go, what'd they win by? 63-21? You shouldn't have a college score in the NFL. Certainly with a coach on the hot seat, and you're taking on a team that got shut out the previous week. They go from 0 to 63. Now, we talk about, man, that car, it'll go from 0 to 60. The Raiders went from 0 to 63, courtesy of the Chargers. Chargers did it all. They gave it away just about every way you could. Pick six, some fumbles in there as well. And the Raiders took advantage of that, and they were not going to let off the gas. And, in fact, Antonio Pierce said that. He said at halftime, he told his team, we're not letting off the gas here. And he offered no apologies after the win.
At the end of the day, it was all sportsmanship, but at the end of the day, listen, when you just scored 0, I ain't going to stop them boys from scoring. I'm not going to stop them. We was on the other side of it last week, and it felt a certain way, and hey, no apologies here. Sorry.
Okay. And no need to apologize. You're professionals. Score. Play defense. That's what you're supposed to do. Brandon Staley is still the Chargers head coach, and he was asked some tough questions after the game.
Do you expect to be the coach here tomorrow?
I don't know that.
Do you think you should be?
Yes.
Why?
I know that what I've done here for 3 years, and I know what I put into this, and I know that we're capable of going. I know the type of coach that I am. I believe in myself. But again, this isn't about me. This is about a group that's hurting in there. We got to get some rest, and we got to get ready for Buffalo.
Well, it's about you right now, Coach. It is. Because the players will probably be there next year.
Not everybody has to get ready for Buffalo.
The Raiders beating the Chargers 63-21. That's the highest scoring Thursday night football game since they started playing in 2006. And also the most points scored by a team, 63 on Thursday night. The previous mark, the Falcons scored 56 against the Buccaneers in 2014.
Woo! Ow! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! Stat of the day! This is the stat of the day!
And I know it can be an excuse Justin Herbert didn't play. He's not going to make that much of a difference in a game like this. The Raiders, they felt like they really wanted this. And they really want it for their coach. Man, I watched that performance in the second half, and if you could have said to the Chargers, hey, you guys, we're going to have a running clock, and you can get out here early, go home. That's what they do in grade school, junior high, a running clock. But if you would have said that to them, hey, they're accidentally going to let the clock run so this game ends. Yeah, I'm okay with it. It's hard to say and accuse somebody of quitting. Being less than enthusiastic, they're guilty of that. Because when you say quit, I mean, that's the worst thing you can say about a professional athlete. Oh, you just quit. And it felt like the Chargers were certainly teetering on the brink of quitting last night, or just not wanting to play. And almost to say, this is bad, it's going to be bad. They still have, a month of the season left to go. Now, you have every right, if you're the Chargers, to fire Brandon Staley. In fact, I don't think there would be anybody who was sympathetic to Brandon Staley's plight. It's almost expected, but this is an organization that is cheap, thrifty. They're not going to want to spend the money on a coach who's not going to be coaching. Now, I don't know if it's, hey, you got to get a head start. We've talked about this for over a month, that the Chargers' job was probably going to be open. It was just they weren't living up to expectations. And they have names. But then you watch the game and you're like, oh, well, he's out, and then he's out, and he's got banged up a little bit. Just felt like, and they're over the salary cap for next year. Is it an attractive job? You have Justin Herbert, paid like a franchise quarterback. But some of these other players aren't playing like franchise players. And I wonder about that. And I'm going to go back to a month ago when Dan Orlovsky, I think he was on with Pat McAfee, and they were talking about, hey, the Chargers, maybe where's Bill Belichick going to go? And then McAfee said, do you know where he's going? He goes, I have an idea where he's already made up his mind. I'm paraphrasing, but he's made up his mind. And then they said Chargers, and then Orlovsky was like, I don't want to say anything. And then everybody started to speculate. Would Bill go and take over the Chargers? I don't know. I mean, it's great place to live. Got your franchise quarterback. Great uniforms, by the way. Nobody looks better losing than the Chargers do. Like, when you think about it, like, damn, they look good. Do they give out an award for that? Best looking team in a loss, and the winner once again is the Chargers. Yay! See, what's poll question today?
Well, we can start with off of last night, NFL franchise that is in the worst shape right now going forward.
Going forward.
Yes, the Arizona Cardinals, perhaps.
Okay.
The Carolina Panthers, perhaps. They seem to be in pretty bad shape.
Yes, they do.
Well, your LA Chargers, obvs.
Would you rather be a Charger fan or an Angels fan? Who's got a brighter future there?
You just made me feel way better about the Chargers. I mean, they got Justin Herbert. Mike Trout's like 33.
That's tough to say.
No.
Yeah. Anybody else in there, Seton?
Let's see. We could throw the Patriots on there.
Ooh.
Things seem to be in flux.
Because I wonder if that is a desirable job. Great ownership.
They have good defense.
But, yeah.
Very good defense.
They do.
And still playing well whilst ravaged by injuries.
Yeah. Carolina, because of the owner, for me, makes it, they're not a good team. You got an owner too involved. Our coaches want to go, are they going to want to go to a place where that owner has fired people, has no problem firing you during season firing? That would bother me. You got to be sold on Bryce Young being a franchise quarterback, and I'm not sold on that. So I would say that's a franchise that's in really rough shape right now. Perception and reality. Chargers, it feels like they're going to be competitive. They're always competitive, but their own worst enemy. Arizona, that's kind of, if you're all in on Kyler Murray and you get a high draft pick and you're able to make something of this, great. Just feels like they got a long way to go. Yes, Marv?
They were in that bad and boring category.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to be relevant. Like, there's something that people will tune in to see. And Arizona doesn't have that tune-in factor. Even with Kyler Murray, I mean, I guess a little bit there, but it doesn't feel like they're... I'll tune in to watch the Bears because of Justin Fields. When he was running, I thought it was interesting football, interesting philosophy. And then he started passing, and I'm like, I'm not tuning in for this. The Raiders situation, do you have your quarterback in Aiden O'Connell? If you don't, Devontae Adams, he going to stay there? Max Crosby, Josh Jacobs didn't play. I mean, it feels a whole lot better this week. Is Antonio Pierce going to be your head coach moving forward? So there's a few of those teams that are there, and you go, man, it's tough being a fan.